All throughout the 20 years, we've had a fantastic engagement with the community on both sides of the transactions. Some of the things we are excited about is what we do in terms of education. We believe, and I personally believe, that education is essential for, personal development and personal empowerment. And it is the starting point for financial inclusion. So that's why we partner with public schools. We make, we enable them to have public libraries. We also train teachers, women teachers, so that they can also train thousands of kids and give back to their community. So that's something we're pretty excited about. And in addition to that, there is all the ongoing support to the diaspora, such as, supporting one organization or the Independence Day or the Igbo celebrations. These kind of initiatives have been programs we've been, supporting all throughout the past years, and we will continue to do so. When you look at the total impact, depending on who tracks it, we're talking about something like $60 billion sent to the continent. And for more than 15 countries, that represents more than 10% of the GDP. Think about it. And for something like 25 countries, it's around 6 or 7% of the GDP. So that tells you the magnitude of the impact it has at the macroeconomic level. But when you look at it from a micro level, you think of the multipliers effect. Somebody that receives a transaction that puts his children or sister into a school, or build a small business, or simply have a purchasing power to make all the small activities and businesses around the neighborhood function. So the impact is tremendous. And one of the things that most organizations that track the industry say is that there is a direct correlation between the remittance inflow and the reduction of poverty. So we understand the responsibility we have in channeling funds to all of the countries in Africa, the 50+ countries we cover in Africa. That's a very good question, and I think moving forward, technology is going to play a fundamental role on how we, do send and receive money. What we're particularly pleased about is one of, the recent development with our mobile app, for example. So now today, someone from the convenience of their phone can download the Western Union app and be in a position to send money across the world. Yeah, think about convenience. Think about making sending a transaction even more easy, more convenient, I would say. Keeping up with technology or leveraging technology is not even an option. It's not should we leverage technology, is how do we leverage technology to enable remittance. And I think what is important for a company in this industry is to allow options for customers to choose how they want to send and receive a transaction. So you will continue to have the retail aspect of things for someone who is more comfortable going into a location and make their transaction. But increasingly, and this is one of the fastest, growing segment of our activity, the capability to leverage mobile applications, the web, to send a transaction, but also, and this is as important, on the receive side, let's say in Nigeria, have the capability to drop funds into an account is going to be fundamental. Today we have, for example, the capability to credit about 50 million accounts in Nigeria, 50 million. 2.2 million electronic wallets, or I should say mobile wallets, are connected to our systems. And I think this is going to be the direction moving forward. Yeah, we will continue to leverage these technologies. I think it has to do first with the tenure. We've been in Africa for 20 years. In Nigeria, we're celebrating 20 years this time. All throughout this year, our commitment has been to enable remittance and provide convenience, safety, more importantly, and also ensure that customer will have the security as they perform their transactions. So there is that, but I think what we're doing uniquely is our capability to connect the 500,000 point of sale that we have globally to a single country, and the capability that we have to offer alternative services leveraging digital. That makes it a unique value proposition for customers. And I don't know of many companies that really makes it a commitment to give back to the communities we serve. And to tell you to what extent it is part of our DNA, we have in our company a young lady, her name is Billy, who had as a project to open a hospital, to create a hospital in Nigeria. And when our team and executive team were made aware of that, believe me, most of them were volunteering to support from their personal pocket, because this is what Western Union stands for. It's about making a positive difference in the life of the communities we serve, and it's part of our DNA as well. So I believe the combination of service offering combined with our commitment and bond with the communities we serve is second to none and is unique, I would say. We have a unique opportunity to make sending and receiving money even more convenient. When you think about it, 5,000 point of sale for how many billion people we have in Nigeria? Depending on the census, some talk about 170 million people. When you think about the technology revolution that is happening, it opens an area of solutions that Nigeria is definitely going to benefit from. I also believe that there is some space in servicing the small businesses that may not be fully served by the existing financial services. All of these opportunities have, of course, to be discussed and aligned with the regulator, but these are opportunities that we could definitely consider moving forward. I have to say Nigeria is one of the countries that started a few years back the transition in terms of industries that are contributing to the growth of the GDP. So if you look at the growth of the GDP last year, for example, it did not come from the oil industry. It came from alternative industries. But that said, the role and the impact that the price of oil had on the economy translated in some of the monetary policy that were put in place in Nigeria, tighter control on the exchange rate, creating also a discrepancy between the formal market and the parallel market. And we are all aware of the impact it had on the remittance industry, because at some point customers were confronted with two different alternatives. One in line with the formal market, and then one with the informal markets offering better rates. But our line of conduct has always been, like it is the case in all countries where we operate, is to make sure that we were in line with the regulation and with the central bank. making sure that whatever rate we use, whatever process we implement to settle with our partner was in line with the regulator. So today we are in a position where there's been a significant improvement in the payout rate. We are evolving from a position where we could offer only $1 for 199 naira to a position today where the payout rate is around 375 naira. And we'll continue to ensure that as we move along, we offer the best value proposition for customers using our service.